let's reflect one last time on the emotions that still linger, the moments forever etched in our memories. The passing of Professor Tupperman left us heartbroken and shocked. But 12 years later, The Big Bang Theory would change their lives in ways no one expected. A journey filled with beloved characters and unforgettable scenes. But when the cameras stopped rolling, that's when the true story really began. After all these years, one star found themselves in court at the age of 101, while another gave up their U.S. citizenship to take on one of the most jaw-dropping roles of their career. A fan-favorite actor, never expected to land that part, is finally speaking out, revealing tales of behind-the-scenes feuds, personal failures, and surprising victories that followed their rise to fame on The Big Bang Theory. If you're intrigued by the unexpected journeys of the Big Bang Theory cast, make sure to hit that like button, share the video, and drop a comment below. We'd love to hear from you. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss a moment of the excitement. Now, let's jump into the story together. Laura Spencer's journey to success has followed a unique path, but she's made her mark on her own terms. Born on May 8, 1986, in Oklahoma City, she discovered a love for acting early in life. She went on to study theater at the University of Oklahoma, graduating in 2008 with a Bachelor of Fine Arts. She began her career with smaller roles, but it didn't take long for her to land something significant. In 2013, she joined The Big Bang Theory as Emily Sweeney, a dermatologist who developed a complicated relationship with Raj Kuthrapali. Originally intended for just one episode, the character resonated with fans, and she remained on the show through season 10. Emily's sweet nature, paired with her love of horror films, made her both quirky and compelling. At the same time, Spencer portrayed Jessica Warren on Bones from seasons 9 to 12, playing a quirky, free-spirited intern. Balancing two major roles on hit TV shows wasn't easy, but she handled it with confidence and ease. Before her mainstream television success, she gained recognition for her role in The Lizzie Bennet Diaries, a web series that reimagined Pride and Prejudice in a modern format. The series earned an Emmy for Outstanding Creative Achievement in Interactive Media. Spencer later shared that the project taught her just how powerful social media can be in storytelling. Spencer's career expanded well beyond television sitcoms. In 2021, she starred in 13 Minutes, a disaster film centered around a devastating tornado and the lives it upends. The movie tackled timely social issues like immigration and abortion, and her role as Vicky allowed her to explore more serious, dramatic material. She continued to land roles in high-profile productions, including a 2024 appearance on Grey's Anatomy in the episode If Walls Could Talk. She also made a guest appearance on Reservation Dogs, reinforcing her interest in projects that carry cultural weight both on and off screen. Spencer has maintained a low profile throughout her career. She married Michael Jack Greenwald in 2019 and has largely avoided controversy. Rather than seeking the spotlight, she chooses to focus on her craft and her philanthropic work, using her platform to support causes she's passionate about. Kunal Nayyar once played the shy, socially awkward Raj Kuthrapali on The Big Bang Theory, a role that earned him global fame. But when the show ended in 2019, he didn't just rest on his success. Instead, he took bold steps to redefine his career, stepping far outside the shadow of the nerdy astrophysicist fans had come to love. In 2020, Nayyar stunned audiences with his chilling performance in Criminal UK on Netflix, portraying a convicted serial killer named Sandeep, a role unlike anything he'd done before. Critics praised his transformation, and in 2021 he earned a BAFTA nomination for Best Supporting Actor. Two years later, he starred alongside Uma Thurman in Suspicion, a thriller on Apple TV+. His shift from comedy to drama was unexpected, but it showcased his range as an actor and proved he could handle darker, more intense roles with ease. Nayyar didn't leave comedy behind. In 2024, he reunited with his Big Bang Theory co-star Melissa Rauch for a guest appearance on NBC's Night Court. Later that year, he starred in the romantic comedy How to Date Billy Walsh, but his most ambitious role is still to come. He's set to play Scrooge in Christmas Karma, a Bollywood-style musical reimagining of A Christmas Carol, directed by Gurinder Chadha. This fresh spin on a classic tale could become one of the defining moments of his career. Animation has also been a key part of Nayyar's journey. He lent his voice to Guy Diamond in DreamWorks' Trolls, 2016, and Gupta in Ice Age, Continental Drift, 2012, making him a recognizable voice in family entertainment and expanding his reach well beyond live-action roles. Beyond acting, Nayyar has ventured into other creative pursuits. In 2015, he published Yes, My Accent is Real, a memoir detailing his journey as an immigrant breaking into Hollywood. The book was well received, blending humor and heartfelt stories that offered fans a deeper look into his life. He also co-wrote the play Cotton Candy, which premiered in India and took to the stage in Jesse Eisenberg's The Spoils, performing both on Broadway and in London's West End. Nayyar's career hasn't been without its share of controversy. One scene from The Big Bang Theory drew criticism when Raj made an offensive remark comparing Bollywood actresses Madhuri Dixit and Aishwarya Rai. The moment sparked public backlash, and in 2023, political analyst Mithun Vijay Kumar filed legal action against Netflix. Nayyar has never publicly responded to the issue and has treated it lightly. On a lighter note, his on-set parking habits reportedly irritated some co-stars, but this was more of a running joke than a serious complaint. If you're enjoying this content and want to see more, comment with the number 1. If not, comment with the number 0. Now let's move on to the next cast member. Melissa Rauch never set out to become a Hollywood star, but that all changed when The Big Bang Theory catapulted her into the spotlight. Before that, she was a struggling actress performing stand-up in small clubs, just hoping for a break. That break came in 2009 when she joined the cast as Bernadette Rostenkowski-Wolowitz. With her signature high-pitched voice and razor-sharp comedic timing, she quickly became a fan favorite and remained with the show for 10 years. But when it ended in 2019, Rauch faced a choice: stick to safe, familiar roles or challenge herself with something new. She chose to take the leap. In 2015, while still starring on The Big Bang Theory, Rauch took a major creative leap with The Bronze, a dramedy she co-wrote, co-produced, and headlined. She played Hope, a jaded former Olympic gymnast clinging to her past glory. The film premiered at the Sundance Film Festival, and though reviews were mixed, her performance drew praise. But the road to that success wasn't smooth. Early on, producers wanted a more well-known film star in the lead role. Rauch fought hard to play the part, and she won. Her performance was fearless, hilarious, and a complete departure from the character of Bernadette. Voice acting became a key part of Rauch's creative journey. In 2017, she fulfilled a longtime dream by voicing Harley Quinn in Batman and Harley Quinn. She put her own unique spin on the role, blending sharp humor and mischief with Harley's trademark rebellious spirit. Rauch later revealed that she drew inspiration from her childhood in New Jersey, channeling that energy to create a version of Harley that was both playful and powerful. After The Big Bang Theory ended, Rauch took time to focus on her family. She had married writer-producer Winston Bagel years earlier, and the couple welcomed their first child in 2017, followed by a second in 2020. But she didn't walk away from acting. In 2023, she made her return to network television with a leading role in NBC's Night Court revival, playing Judge Abby Stone, the daughter of the original show's Judge Harold T. Stone. Rauch also served as executive producer, teaming up with her husband to bring the series to life. Night Court became a hit, with audiences embracing its mix of humor and heartfelt storytelling. NBC quickly renewed it for a second season. While Abby's sunny outlook is central to the show, her battle with alcoholism added emotional weight, giving the character and the series greater depth beyond pure nostalgia. Outside of acting, Rauch has stayed busy with a variety of projects. In 2022, she lent her voice to animated shows like Firebuds and even appeared on Celebrity Jeopardy. Although she didn't make it to the finals, fans loved seeing her charm and wit on display. Despite her growing career, family remains her top priority. She and Bagel co-run January Productions, a company they built together. She's also active in philanthropy, having co-founded Oscar's Kids, a non-profit dedicated to supporting children with cancer. While Rauch generally avoids controversy, she's had to fight hard for some of her biggest roles. The Bronze stands as a prime example. When producers doubted her ability to carry the film, she proved them wrong. Rather than being forever defined by Bernadette, Rauch has crafted a career that continues to grow and evolve. Kevin Susman never set out to become a household name, until The Big Bang Theory made him one. He was simply an ambitious actor trying to carve out a career in Hollywood, juggling auditions while working in a real-life comic book store. Ironically, he never imagined that he'd one day play a comic book store owner on one of the most successful sitcoms in TV history. When The Big Bang Theory wrapped in 2019, many fans were curious about what would come next for Kevin Susman. Unlike some actors who struggle to break free from a defining role, he transitioned with ease, taking on new and diverse projects. He proved his dramatic range with appearances in Better Call Saul and The Dropout. In Better Call Saul, he portrayed Mr. Link across 2 episodes, demonstrating his ability to thrive in serious, character-driven narratives. In The Dropout, Hulu's mini-series chronicling the Elizabeth Holmes scandal, he played Mark Rosler, adding yet another layered dramatic role to his growing resume. Comedy remains an important part of Susman's career. He reunited with former co-star Mayim Bialik for 2 episodes of Call Me Kat, and also took on a recurring role in Lessons in Chemistry, the Apple TV Plus series, portraying Walter Pine. These roles highlight Susman's versatility, effortlessly moving between comedy and drama, but his creative talents extend far beyond acting alone. Kevin Susman never set out to become famous. But The Big Bang Theory changed everything. He was simply an aspiring actor trying to find his footing in Hollywood, working at a comic book store to make ends meet while chasing auditions. Little did he know, he'd eventually play a comic book store owner on one of the most iconic sitcoms in television history. When The Big Bang Theory ended in 2019, many wondered what would be next for Kevin Susman. Unlike some actors who struggle to move beyond an iconic role, he transitioned smoothly into new projects. He demonstrated his range with dramatic performances in Better Call Saul and The Dropout. In Better Call Saul, he portrayed Mr. Link in 2 episodes, proving he could handle complex, serious storytelling. And in Hulu's miniseries The Dropout, which explored the rise and fall of Elizabeth Holmes and Theranos, he played Mark Rosler, adding yet another strong dramatic credit to his resume. Comedy remains an important part of Susman's career. He reunited with former co-star Mayim Bialik for 2 episodes of Call Me Kat and took on a recurring role as Walter Pine in the Apple TV Plus series Lessons in Chemistry. These performances highlight his versatility, seamlessly shifting between comedy and drama, and his creative talents don't stop at acting. In 2013, Susman co-created Dark Minions, a stop-motion animated comedy with John Ross Bowie, his Big Bang Theory co-star who played Barry Kripke. Amazon Studios picked up the project, but it was never fully produced. Still, that didn't stop Susman from pursuing his passion for writing. He and Bowie went on to develop other scripts, including The Ever After part and the second Rob's appearance for CBS. Although these shows never made it to air, they showcased Susman's dedication to storytelling far beyond his work in front of the camera. Before stepping into the role of Stuart Bloom, Susman had already built a solid acting resume. He played Walter in Ugly Betty and appeared in films like Liberty Heights, 1999, and Almost Famous, 2000. Interestingly, he was originally cast as Howard Wolowitz on The Big Bang Theory, but due to his commitment to ABC's Ugly Betty, he had to turn it down, a role that ultimately went to Simon Helberg. A few seasons later, Susman returned to the show as Stuart, transforming what began as a minor part into one of the series' most beloved characters. Despite his success, Susman faced new challenges during the 2023 SAG-AFTRA strike. After the strike ended, he spoke out about how streaming platforms have dramatically reshaped the way actors are paid. When The Big Bang Theory originally aired on CBS, syndication provided steady residual income. But once the show shifted to streaming platforms like Max and Amazon Prime, those earnings dropped significantly. His experience highlights a broader issue in Hollywood, where many actors are finding it increasingly difficult to make a living in the age of streaming. Sara Gilbert's path in Hollywood has been anything but conventional. She began acting at a young age, but few could have predicted just how far she would go. Born on January 29, 1975, in Santa Monica, California, she rose to fame playing Darlene Connor on Roseanne, which aired from 1988 to 1997 and made her a household name. Her character, sharp, sarcastic, and refreshingly different from the typical TV teen, resonated with audiences and critics alike. The role earned her 2 Primetime Emmy nominations. When Roseanne returned in 2018, Gilbert wasn't just reprising her role. She also served as an executive producer and was instrumental in reviving the show. But everything shifted when Roseanne Barr tweeted a racist remark about Valerie Jarrett, prompting ABC to cancel the show despite strong ratings. Gilbert publicly condemned Barr's comments, stating they did not represent the values of the cast and crew. Barr, however, lashed out in response, blaming Gilbert for the show's cancellation and calling her a traitor. The fallout was significant, and their relationship was never the same. Still, Gilbert pressed on, helping to launch The Conners, a spin-off that continued the story, without Barr. Outside of Roseanne, Gilbert also had a memorable role on The Big Bang Theory. She played Leslie Winkle, a physicist who briefly dated Leonard Hofstadter, portrayed by Johnny Galecki. Fans loved her character for her quick wit and no-nonsense attitude. Although she was briefly promoted to a main cast member, the writers ultimately struggled to integrate her into the larger narrative, and her role was scaled back. Over time, her role on television shifted to occasional guest appearances, and she was no longer a central figure in major shows. In 2010, however, she created The Talk, a daytime CBS show where a panel of women discussed current events through the lens of motherhood. The show quickly became a major success, earning multiple daytime Emmy awards and solidifying Gilbert's place as a creative force behind the scenes. She co-hosted The Talk for nearly a decade before stepping down in 2019 to pursue other creative projects. Gilbert continued expanding her career across different fields. She appeared in television series such as ER, 24, Grey's Anatomy, and Atypical. On the film side, she took roles in Poison Ivy and Riding in Cars with Boys. She also co-founded the production company Sarah Plus Tom with producer Tom Werner and served as an executive producer on Preps of Pittsburgh, an upcoming series. Outside of Hollywood, Gilbert has a deep passion for the arts. She graduated magna cum laude from Yale University in 1997 with a degree in art, and has exhibited her photography around the world. She's also a dedicated advocate for eco-friendly living, often promoting sustainable practices and environmentally conscious choices whenever possible. For 12 years, Kaley Cuoco charmed America as the beloved girl next door, until 2019, when The Big Bang Theory wrapped and her most defining role came to an end. Faced with a crossroads, she could either fade into TV history or prove she was far more than just Penny. She didn't think twice. Rather than wait around for the perfect script, she blazed her own trail and made daring moves no one saw coming. She launched her own production company, Norman Productions, and hit the ground running. Her first major project was The Flight Attendant, an HBO Max series that debuted in 2020. Cuoco took on the role of Cassie Bowden, a flight attendant caught in a deadly murder mystery after a one-night stand goes horribly wrong. It was a bold departure from her comedic past. Cassie is chaotic, impulsive, and battling alcoholism. The role was emotionally demanding, and Cuoco proved she had real dramatic range. The series was a breakout success, earning her both Emmy and Golden Globe nominations. It marked a defining moment in her career. At the same time, she embraced a new challenge, voicing Harley Quinn in an animated series that premiered in 2019. The show was edgy, violent, and packed with dark humor. Cuoco's take on Harley brought a fresh spark to the character, and fans couldn't get enough. It was another big win, but she didn't slow down. In 2022, she kept the momentum going with Meet Cute, a romantic comedy co-starring Pete Davidson. Then in 2023, she took the lead in a dark comedy series inspired by a true story that delved into America's obsession with true crime. Some critics argued she was leaning too heavily into roles similar to Cassie, but Cuoco kept pushing ahead. Now she's gearing up for one of the biggest projects of her career, portraying Hollywood legend Doris Day in an upcoming biographical series. If it hits the mark, it could take her career in an entirely new direction. Cuoco has always been open about the struggles she faced after The Big Bang Theory ended, admitting she feared nothing else would ever live up to its success. She refused to chase another sitcom role. Instead, she chose projects that truly inspired her. Resilience was something she had built long before stepping into the spotlight of Hollywood. Even during her time on The Big Bang Theory, things weren't always easy behind the scenes. In 2017, she and several castmates took a pay cut to boost the salaries of co-stars Melissa and Mayim, a move that sparked behind-the-scenes tension. But the bigger shock came in 2018, when Jim Parsons unexpectedly announced his departure. Cuoco didn't see it coming, and his exit meant the series was over. The show ended in 2019, and while she cherished her role as Penny, she was left disappointed by how the character's story wrapped up. She didn't agree with Penny's surprise pregnancy in the final episode, feeling it went against everything the character stood for. Simon Helberg never set out to become a sitcom icon before The Big Bang Theory. He was just another actor hustling to break through in Hollywood. Then in 2007, he landed the role of Howard Wolowitz, and the show skyrocketed into a global hit. For 12 seasons, Helberg brought to life the eccentric aerospace engineer known for his tight pants and flashy belts. But when the series ended in 2019, a new challenge emerged, proving he was more than just Howard. After The Big Bang Theory, Helberg sought out unexpected roles to prove his versatility. In 2021, he starred in Annette, a musical drama alongside Adam Driver and Marion Cotillard. He portrayed a pianist, a layered, enigmatic character worlds apart from Howard's over-the-top comedic charm. His dedication to the role was so deep that he even became a French citizen to help secure funding for the film. While the move wasn't strictly required, it spoke volumes about his commitment to the craft. Critics praised his performance, confirming that he could shine in more serious, dramatic roles. Helberg also appeared in Poker Face, a mystery series on Peacock, where he played a quirky FBI agent, goofy, clever, and undeniably funny. Though it was only a single-episode appearance, it was a strong reminder of his sharp comedic timing and proved he could still leave a lasting mark on television. Long before The Big Bang Theory, Helberg had already laid the groundwork for a strong career. In 2016, he earned a Golden Globe nomination for his role as Cosme McMoon in Florence Foster Jenkins, acting alongside Meryl Streep and Hugh Grant. He also appeared in films like A Serious Man, 2009, and Space Oddity, showing his natural ability to move seamlessly between comedy and drama. Outside of acting, Helberg leads a grounded personal life. He's been married to actress Jocelyn Towns since 2007, and together they have 2 children. In 2023, the couple listed their Los Angeles home for sale, though they haven't revealed the reason. Whether it signals a change in priorities or just a fresh start, the move hints at a new chapter ahead. Behind the scenes, Helberg faced personal struggles during the early years of The Big Bang Theory. He battled obsessive-compulsive disorder, OCD, which delayed his plans to start a family. Even as the show catapulted him to fame and financial success, he was quietly dealing with intense anxiety. In the years since, Helberg has spoken candidly about his mental health journey, helping to shed light on the challenges that can persist, even at the height of success. One of the biggest surprises in Helberg's career came long after The Big Bang Theory had ended. In 2022, he discovered a stunning truth. He wasn't originally cast as Howard Wolowitz. The role initially went to Kevin Susman, who would later play Stewart. But due to a scheduling conflict, Susman had to step away, opening the door for Helberg to step in. A twist of fate that would change his life. For more than a decade, Susman kept this detail to himself to avoid any tension. When Helberg finally learned the truth, he was stunned, but deeply grateful. In the early 1990s, Mayim Bialik rose to fame as a teen star in the hit series Blossom, with a promising future in Hollywood ahead of her. But rather than continue chasing acting roles, she took an unexpected turn, stepping away from the spotlight to study neuroscience. Years later, she made an even bigger comeback with her role as Amy Farrah Fowler on The Big Bang Theory. The character cemented her status as a household name, earning her 4 Primetime Emmy nominations and 2 Critics' Choice Television Awards. Even in 2025, Bialik continues to be a prominent voice in both entertainment and science, though her journey has included its fair share of both triumphs and controversy. After The Big Bang Theory wrapped in 2019, Bialik kept busy with new projects. She starred in the comedy Call Me Kat, which aired from 2021 to 2023. Based on the British series Miranda, the show centered on an eccentric woman who runs a cat cafe. Despite having a loyal fan base, the series was canceled after 3 seasons in 2022. Bialik also made her directorial debut with As They Made Us, a deeply personal drama that earned praise for its emotional depth and storytelling. Around the same time, she joined Jeopardy as a co-host alongside Ken Jennings, sharing hosting duties from 2021 to 2023. Her time on the show sparked mixed reactions. While some applauded her intelligence and poise, others criticized her hosting style. Controversy grew when she endorsed the brain supplement Neuriva, which some experts labeled as pseudoscience, adding fuel to the ongoing debate around her public persona. Outside of acting, Bialik has built a successful career as an author. She's written accessible science books like Girling Up and Boying Up, which explore the challenges of adolescence and growing up. Her other works include Beyond the Sling, a parenting guide, and Mayim's Vegan Table, a cookbook filled with plant-based recipes. In 2015, she also launched Grok Nation, a website created to spark thoughtful conversations around social issues. Although Grok Nation stopped updating in 2019, Bialik's background in neuroscience continues to make her a powerful advocate for women in STEM. She also uses her platform to speak openly about mental health on her podcast, Mayim Bialik's Breakdown. There, she shares personal experiences with OCD and eating disorders. Co-hosting with her partner Jonathan Cohen, the duo explores mental health topics through both scientific insight and personal storytelling. Faith plays a significant role in Bialik's life. She identifies as a modern Orthodox Jew and frequently speaks about her religious beliefs. She has also expressed strong support for Israel, especially during times of conflict. While many admire her for staying true to her convictions, others have criticized her views. Throughout her career, Bialik has navigated both praise and controversy. In 2017, Bialik wrote an op-ed for the New York Times addressing the Harvey Weinstein scandal, where she suggested that dressing modestly and avoiding flirtation had helped protect her from harassment. Many readers saw this as victim blaming. Following the backlash, she issued an apology and clarified that no victim is ever responsible for being assaulted. She has also faced criticism for her stance on vaccines. Earlier in her career, she admitted to delaying vaccinations for her children, which led to her being labeled as anti-vaccine. However, she later contracted COVID-19 and received the flu vaccine, signaling a shift in her views. Johnny Galecki became a household name as Leonard Hofstadter on The Big Bang Theory, but his life took a different direction once the show ended in 2019. Rather than remain in the Hollywood spotlight, he opted for a quieter path, one that allowed him to balance creative work with family life and personal challenges. Shortly after The Big Bang Theory wrapped, Galecki returned to TV, reprising his role as David Healy on The Conners, the spin-off of Roseanne. The show gave him a chance to revisit his character and explore how David had evolved over time. However, his return was brief. Instead of staying in front of the camera, Galecki shifted his focus to work behind the scenes. One of his most notable projects was A-OK, a sitcom set in 1991 that follows a struggling internet startup. He co-created the series with Will and Grace producer John Quaintance and served as an executive producer. Though he stepped back from television, Galecki didn't walk away from acting entirely. He chose roles in independent films, favoring projects that pushed him creatively over big-budget studio work. His choice to avoid major Hollywood roles made it clear. He was ready to move beyond being just Leonard. While his career path evolved, even greater changes came in his personal life. In late 2019, he and Elena Meyer welcomed their first child, a son named Orbison. However, the relationship ended in 2020. A few years later, he married Morgan Galecki, and in 2023 they welcomed a daughter, Una Avena. Choosing peace over publicity, he left Los Angeles behind and settled in Nashville for a quieter, more private life. During his time on The Big Bang Theory, Galecki quietly faced challenges that most fans never knew about. In 2011, he was diagnosed with Bell's palsy, a condition that causes temporary facial paralysis. Despite the numbness and facial drooping, he continued working, never allowing it to interfere with his performance. Off-screen, he wasn't afraid to use his voice, even when it sparked controversy. After the 2018 school shooting in Florida, he publicly voiced support for gun control. The stance cost him thousands of followers on social media, but he stood firm and never apologized for speaking his truth. Galecki's time on The Big Bang Theory also came with some unusual behind-the-scenes stories. Over the course of 12 years, he developed a quirky habit of sticking used chewing gum on a hidden section of the set wall. a secret later revealed by co-star Kunal Nayyar. But the biggest surprise came from Galecki himself. He openly admitted to being the only cast member who had sex in his dressing room during the show's entire run, a revelation that left both fans and fellow cast members stunned. Jim Parsons became a household name thanks to his unforgettable role as Sheldon Cooper on The Big Bang Theory. Over 12 seasons, he brought the quirky genius to life, earning 4 Primetime Emmy Awards and a Golden Globe along the way. By the time the show wrapped in 2019, he was among the highest-paid actors on television, pulling in $1 million per episode and amassing roughly $177.7 million from the series alone. In 2018, CBS offered him a $50 million deal to continue, but Parsons turned it down. His decision ultimately brought the show to an end. He later explained that it simply felt like the right time to move on. Although he stepped away from playing Sheldon, Parsons stayed involved as the narrator and executive producer of Young Sheldon, which ran until 2024. Since then, he's branched out into a variety of roles. In 2020, he starred in the Netflix limited series Hollywood, earning an Emmy nomination for his portrayal of Henry Wilson, a powerful yet cutthroat talent agent. Then in 2022, he embraced a dramatic turn in Spoiler Alert, a romantic drama based on journalist Michael Ausiello's memoir. His performance drew acclaim for its emotional honesty and depth. In 2024, he made a return to Broadway with a starring role in Our Town at the Ethel Barrymore Theater, taking on the part of the stage manager, a character who guides the audience through the story. It marked a major departure from his sitcom roots and highlighted his range as an actor. That same year, he also appeared alongside Jessica Lange in Paula Vogel's Mother Play, another powerful production that showcased his theatrical abilities beyond traditional acting roles. Parsons has also carved out a successful path as a producer. Since 2015, he and his husband Todd Spywak have led That's Wonderful Productions, the company behind Special, 2019-2021, an Emmy-nominated series about a gay man living with cerebral palsy. Parsons gravitates towards stories that elevate underrepresented voices. As for what's next, fans often wonder if he'll ever reprise his role as Sheldon. While he's said a full revival is unlikely, joking that it would take a resurrection, he hasn't completely ruled out a guest appearance in the Big Bang Theory spin-off. In his personal life, Parsons remains grounded. He and Spywak, married since 2017, share a deep passion for creative storytelling, though they've decided not to have children. Reflecting on his journey, Parsons expresses only gratitude. Walking away from the Big Bang Theory was a risk, but one that paid off as his career continues to flourish. If you enjoy unexpected stories and want to dive deeper into the lives of the stars after the Big Bang Theory, be sure to hit that like button, share this video with your friends, and leave a comment below. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you never miss any of our exciting upcoming videos. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.